Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Hen and this is Crafting from the Broom Closet. And let's address the elephant in the room, shall we, first, before we start with the video. So I thought I'd, paint my nails and make them look pretty. And yeah, it went a little bit wrong. I mean, just a wee bit wrong. And I can't find the nail polish remover. The nail polish remover. My tongue will work. My mouth will work. And so you're gonna have to you're just gonna have to put up with them. Oh, it's one of them days. One of them days. So yeah, I just somehow managed to get nail polish all over my fingers and smudge them all and then while I was looking for nail polish remover, I knocked a cup of tea over. So, you got all these lovely channels with their beautiful nails, beautifully manicured salon nails, and then there's me. And, that's who I am. I am a hot mess. This is how it goes sometimes. So you're just going to have to put up with the nails. Can't do anything about them. Can't find nail polish remover. Can't. Yeah, it is what it is. So, what am I doing today? Today I am doing, hopefully, a 3 in 30 minutes challenge. So it's a challenge that's been set by Margaret from Seven Plaza and Tony from Crafting by Tony. It is a hashtag, so the hashtag is in the title, and if you click on that hashtag you'll find other videos that are in the 3 in 30 minutes category. So I am today making something that was inspired by Corey from Crafting with Scrap, and I'll link the video that inspired me. It's not the same as what she's done, but it's inspired by her, and it's this is my prototype. It's like a concertina storage thing. I messed up because when I decided to close it after I filled it with stuff, I forgot to adjust the string, which is why the string is there in the first place, and it broke through. And I used quite thick cardboard on this. It's this, the standard thick corrugated cardboard you get, and because it, oh no, of course, oh there it is. Because it's, I was trying to hole punch it with this hole puncher. It's a little bit tight, so I end up punching quite close to the edge. Lesson learned. So I just made this out of a map book. So this map book in particular, and I just tore a page out like so. Tore a page out like so. Folded it. So I folded it to this line because that gives me a neat edge and all of them the same side. I put glue on here, fold it down, fold it in half like that, and that's how I made the pockets. I left the rough edge on there on purpose. I just think it looks quite cute. Obviously it's a prototype anyway, so if you wanted a neat edge you can just trim it up. You can use pretty much anything to make this, and I will be making them with different things. I'm not going to be using the thick cardboard again because I want to be able to punch the holes closer. I don't need them now, they can move out of the way. But what I will be doing, so if you was to do it with book paper, so that's a standard size book page, you would fold it down like this, glue it across, and that would be, then you go half and half, and that would be your size pocket. So that's quite small, so they're quite small pockets. This is actually doubled up because this is actually one of the book pages that you can pull out. Obviously I couldn't use this one because it's got the where I pulled it out. I pulled it instead of cutting the threads. But if you did one where you cut the threads and this was intact, you could do it so that the overlap was there. Like so. Fold it over, glue it down, and then that will give you a much better size project. Or if you don't have bigger pages like this, instead of doing what I've done, you could just fold it in half like so. You could put a bit of glue down each side. So this is just showing you how you could do it if all you've got is book page. That's not what I'm working with today. I'm just showing you examples. So I am going to start the actual project, and the first one I'm going to need a trimmer, so I'm going to bring my trimmer over. And the first project I'm going to do, I am going to be using this sort of cardboard, so it's much thinner, and this is like Amazon packaging. And I am going to be using the pages that I made when I was doing the art with junk, because I really don't know what else to do with them. So I'm actually going to cut these down to A5 size. I'm going to cut them in half. And rather than try and measure them, I'm just going to do that. Give it a poke, and that gives me an idea where I've got to cut them. And hopefully my trimmer is going to work today, because it's temperamental. The blade isn't great. Oh, I can't see where I've marked that. Let's put it on the white side. So you can do prep before it. I'm starting from now. Hopefully it'll be done within 30 minutes. So the first one I'm going to make, this is the one that's going to be the most complicated one, is I'm going to cut this in half for starters. I think that's about lined up. Oh, see, I told you my blade's temperamental. Right, so there we go. Oh, I didn't see, look, I didn't cut that in half very well. Okay, it is what it is. I'll work with it. So what we then do is we fold them just under halfway, leaving a little bit for you. Oh, I'm doing it. I want this on the inside, because it's the inside that you're going to see more than the outside. Fold it like so. How do I not manage to cut things straight? Please explain that to me. I literally use a trimmer and I still don't cut things straight. So I'm going to fold that like that. We'll do the glue in a minute. So all of these need to be folded, ready to go. So just leaving, and I do want to make sure they're the same depth. So that's where I will use the first one as a template. So we know that that's going to be folded along that line there. Like so. Try and line up your edges. I mean, obviously I didn't cut this straight, so this is not going to be lined up. And then my tab goes over like so. I bet this is going to be worse than the prototype at this rate. And I'm folding that the wrong way. I'm probably rushing when I don't need to rush. This is from, like I said. And I'm back. You know how I said that today had been one of them days? I think I said that anyway. You know, the nail polish and the coffee, the tea even. I didn't drink coffee. Why did I say coffee? See, I can't even get the right words out today. Well, so I'd already recorded or started recording at the beginning of this video before what you've already seen. And my phone decided it didn't have enough space. So I went and deleted loads of files, apps that I didn't use, all sorts to make space. What I didn't do was empty the recycling bin. And as a result, it cut out again. So I'd finished making the one with the paper, the printed paper. It came out quite nice. The only thing I had on the table at the time was this book page. Remember the book page I showed you? So I used that as a cover, and I used a stencil and some pens to do something on the front. It's not what I planned, but I forgot to bring anything to cover it. And then I went and made another one. I made this one. Isn't it pretty? So I made it out of, I'll show you. I've used the cover. It was a space sticker book, and I just took the pages out and I used them. And then there was one page that had the pretty star pattern on it, or 2 pages. So I used them for the cover, and I actually used the cover itself. And I could cut up these stickers and put them in the pockets. So it's loads of stickers. You know, because I picked this up, one of them free bins, you know, and I thought, oh, I can make something out. I could use that. And then I looked at it and thought, oh, I don't know if I can. So I thought I'd use it for this project. Awesome. And I'm going to admit, I know I went over the half an hour. So I'd failed on that anyway. But it wasn't until I went to find my scissors to cut the lace for this one that I realised that my camera had stopped recording. So yes, hopefully that's all my disasters for today, because they were really disastrous nail polish, tea all over the floor, and then the camera failing on me. So this is going to be entitled 3 and 30 minutes failure, because that's what it is. So let me actually get back to where I was when I realised the camera had failed. So I'd made my pages for this one, and these are out of A4 tea dye. So basically, this is I made jam, and I had the ingredients list, and this was too small, so I printed it again. So basically, I folded it like so, glued it down like so, folded it again like so, and that's how I got my pages. And I started gluing them together. Have I started? Yes, so I've glued them there. So I folded in half, I've glued, and I did that as I went along to speed up the process. But I still have to glue them all together. But what I'm using for the cover on this one is tarot cards, because I have a big, I mean, this is just a few of them, a big pile of tarot cards from sets that I no longer use, where they've got damaged, or they're just, I've lost one or whatever. And I thought, I've always wanted to do something with them, and they'll make Hanged Man. I love the Hanged Man. People see the Hanged Man and think it's a bad omen. It just means things are changing, basically. But yeah, so these ones I particularly like, but I did lose some of them. I don't know, how did I lose cards from this set? I don't know. Oh, got the High Priestess there. But I'd already picked out 2 cards. So we've got the Queen of Wands and the 2 of Wands. They just happen to be the first 2 I picked out, and that's what I'm going to use for the cover. But because, if you look, my paper is pretty much as wide as this, I can't do the hole punchy thing. So I'm doing it slightly different with this one. I need some tape. Where did I put my tape? There we are. I'm going to use double-sided tape. And I'm going to use some lace. And this is what I went to fetch scissors for. Still didn't find the scissors. But I did find my pinking shears, which I've put somewhere. There they are. I buried them under all the stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a length of the ribbon that I can tie at the front in a lovely bow, because you know that's what we do. There we go. So let's find the centre point of the ribbon roughly. There we go. So that's the centre point. So that's where we're going to centre it. So I'm going to put a bit of tape on it first, because I want it to be quite secure, and I want it in the middle roughly. And look, the dots there in the middle, so let's line it up with that. Not quite lined up, but good enough. I said roughly, in the middle roughly. So I'm going to place that lace there, like so. And then I can start sticking down my pages. So the first page I will glue on. This one is actually the quickest one out of all of them, because I didn't have anything to cut or trim. I just went with it. I saw that these cards were roughly the same size as the paper once it was folded. So that's why I thought, you know, they'll work. So if you notice, I've put the two ones that way round, so I get the back of the card at the back, and that's what I wanted. Okay. But yeah, so this isn't a 3 in 30, it's a 3 in 30 disaster gone wrong. So what we are doing is I'm now gluing these on top of each other into the card, or onto the card. I did want to use this, particularly the tea dye paper with these, because I just think it's got that sort of antique-y look, and I think it works well with the card. Hence why I'm also using the antique-y look. It's not antique-y, it's modern, but it's an antique sort of cream colour. There might be some overhang, because I don't think I particularly folded these straight. I've got them all on. Yeah, I've only got 5 pages for some. Oh, hang on. No, I haven't. There's another one. Have I got 5? But basically it gives me 10 pockets if I've got 5 pages, and 10 pockets is more than enough. So then we then put the cover on, and I want to make sure when I glue it on that I'm lining it with the back. So I'll put the glue on. Is this perfectly aligned? Probably not. Plenty of glue on there. I'm going to hold that up like that so I can see that I'm aligning it. There we go. And there we have. And I can tie the ribbon like this. Ta-da. It's very pretty. And then when I want to access it, open the ribbon. Hopefully the glue's dry enough. And there we have our pockets. Isn't that lovely? So, what should have been 3 in 30 minutes, or was not 3 in 30 minutes, ended up being 3 in a disaster. But I really do like that one. I do like that one. I may make more of them. So the first one I made was this one. This is one you saw me making when the camera went out. Like I said, I should have had paper ready to cover this, and I forgot. So I just grabbed anything off the desk. The second one I made was this one. I think the cover on that looks absolutely beautiful. Not so keen on the pages on the inside, but so much space. Big, big pockets. Look how big those pockets are. Get so much in there. And because I've done it like this, I can open that up, and then once I fill it, I can expand it out like that, and I can have so much space in there. Same with that one. I can undo that. I've just bowed it, and I can expand it out when I fill it up. Unlike my disastrous prototype where I forgot to undo the bow before filling it, before trying to close it once it was filled. So you can fill it with the bow done up, but before you try and close it, loosen the bow. That is my recommendation. There you go. So these would have been the 3 and 30 minutes if I hadn't. No, it wasn't ever going to be 3 and 30 minutes. I tried. I failed. Hopefully, I will get a 3 and 30 minutes done at some point soon. Goodbye for now.